The 17-metre natural selection is steaming to a weed bank 7 nautical miles off the coast of Yanship on the northern outskirts of Perth. Skipper Matt Bigg has set pots for the Western Rock Octopus. The Western Rock Octopus, or Jinda, which means star in the local Noongar dialect, is the fastest growing commercial fishery in Australia.
It's expanded by 400% over the last decade. The fishery here in Western Australia is just growing exponentially at the moment. It's a fantastic operation.
The natural selection is owned by the Fremantle Octopus Company, which dominates the industry with almost half of its trap-based licences. The crew harvests between 50 and 60 tonnes a year, using 800-metre long lines that each carry 25 traps.
How big would that be?
About 1 kilo to 1.2 kilos.
And is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, this is what we're looking for. He's a premium grade octopus. All his tentacles are intact. They're a good size for chefs, restaurants.
How old would that be?
This one will probably be about 9 months to a year old. So they grow relatively quickly. Their lifespan's about 1 to 1.5 years old.
Octopi are the ocean's great escape artists. They can change colour and shape, and trapping them was the biggest challenge when the fishery was first developed about 20 years ago. When Landline reported on the interim experimental fishery in 2006, they were using an open-ended trigger pot developed by former lobster fisherman Craig Camilleri. His patented trap design is still considered to be the most ethical, environmentally sensitive and sustainable catching method in the world.
It doesn't use bait, it just uses a lure in there, so we've fulfilled our obligation to the fisheries and it can't catch other products or byproducts in the ocean.
The original trap used an LED light to lure octopi looking for shelter. A modified design now dominates the fishery. The patented trigger mechanism still shuts the traps, but now the animals are lured by plastic bait-filled crabs.
About 4 years ago we developed the bait pellets, and it's increased our productivity by nearly 40% since we've introduced the bait into the crab.
What is the bait?
The bait is a pellet that's mainly made of the tuna offal from the tuna farms in South Australia, and it's an MSC accredited bait.
Craig Camilleri and his brother Ross founded the Fremantle Octopus Company in 2001. They're still shareholders, but today it's a public unlisted company with prominent high net worth investors such as the Bunnings family, which founded the hardware empire, and Jack Cowan of Hungry Jack's fame. The company sells 70% of its product raw and is in high demand from restaurants all over the world.
Is that a premium product?
It is. Certain markets that just want that size of product. The Europeans are used to the larger octopus. At the moment in our fishery, our average size is around 1.2 to 1.3 kilos headless weight.
General Manager Emma Davison oversees an operation where consistency is crucial.
Our raw product is graded by size. So we have medium, large and extra large. What that means is they're getting tentacles only. The tentacles are perfect and they have an average size in each pack. The chef then can create a masterpiece with that having consistency in yield, which is the end cooked product on the plate, and costing of that. The difference from our product to a whole octopus is if you get a whole octopus, you can have one tentacle that's 200 grams and another tentacle that's 100 grams. When the chef cooks that product, if he cooks at the same time, he's going to get different texture profiles, different yields, and a different cost per plate.
At Scott Bridges Bib and Tucker restaurant in Beachside, North Fremantle, the product is a menu staple.
Fremantle Octopus has been on our menu for 11 years now, since day one. We changed our menu seasonally, so this is the end of summer in Perth. So beautiful fresh flavours. We've got a little Japanese salad that sits underneath with burnt cucumber, pickled cucumber and some fresh cucumber, some sesame seeds and a little bit of seaweed. Octopus holds up to a lot of flavours. You really can do many, many things with octopus. It's a beautiful natural flavour itself, but it actually carries a lot of flavour as well. You know, the old perception of it being rubbery and really tough really is going out the door. It's one of our best-selling dishes on our menu here. People just love it. I mean, it's caught in these waters out here. For us, it's almost like eating pasta in Rome. When you come to the beach in Fremantle, have some octopus.
The Fremantle Octopus Company developed a new cooking method last year and is hopeful that it will grow markets for consumers looking for alternative sustainable protein sources that taste good.
Well, octopus has more iron and more protein than red meat. So a health-conscious person that's wanting to increase their protein content and iron and are concerned about the land-based proteins that are available on the market and are considering an alternative protein, octopus is that alternative protein. It's wild-caught, all natural, it has no impact on the environment like your land-based proteins, so it really is going to be that future protein for people to start selecting.
It's a big one.
With innovations such as lead core ropes that sink rather than float in the water column and become potential hazards to migrating whales, the Western Rock is one of only 2 octopus fisheries globally to have independent sustainability certification from the Marine Stewardship Council.
It's really quite unique. By and large, octopus around the world are subject to many challenges. Number one is probably their short-lived nature. Unlike many fin fish, octopus only live for around 18 months, which means they're really hard to manage. Without strong management, there is a risk, and we've seen it in other fisheries that kind of overreach in terms of their catch. But in this fishery, there's really strong harvest strategy, which makes sure that if they see any fluctuations in the catch, that is either kind of justified, either new vessels have entered the fishery or they've expanded into a new range.
The Western Rock octopus fishery now stretches as far north as the Abrolhos Islands off Geraldton and south to Augusta. The MSC says only 13% of the potential fishing ground is being harvested. But that may soon change. The Fisheries Research and Development Corporation is being asked to fund a $650,000 study into expanding the fishery.
In the expansion into the deep water on the west coast and on the south coast as well, because there's a lot of available habitat out there for this fishery to operate in.
The Western Rock octopus fishery is Australia's fastest growing, but could it one day also be one of its biggest?
We have the capability of growing and being larger than the Western Rock lobster industry. So the Western Rock lobster industry is a huge contributor to the economy in Western Australia. At the moment they have around 230 vessels fishing in that fishery. Our fishery is still in early stages. We have 23 vessels currently fishing, and we believe that in 5-10 years' time the fishery will be as big as the Western Rock lobster.